Hey guys, Mini Brick Productions here, and with the release of the first Clone Wars Season 7 episodes today on Disney+, I've created a CMF series of characters from all 7 seasons. Because I love Star Wars to death, I made this series my longest yet at 20 minifigures. Keep in mind that there were some spoiler figures in this series for Seasons 1 through 6, so if you're not up to date, you've been warned. There are, however, no spoilers for Season 7. All that aside, let's get into the figures. The first figure on this list is Ahsoka Tano from Season 7. She comes with a new headpiece to accommodate for her head tail growth, a skirt piece with printing, and her 2 new blue sabers. This figure would probably be extremely desired after Season 7, so I knew it had to be in this series. The next figure is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He comes in his Jedi robes without any clone armor and with his blue lightsaber. His beard was a little tricky to design, since one part of me wanted to stick with the Clone Wars style and another wanted a more realistic beard. I ultimately went with a mix of both, and I think it looks nice without being too cartoony. At number 3 is Anakin Skywalker. His color palette is much darker to showcase his switch to the dark side, and he comes with his saber and a new mold that perfectly captures his hair from both Season 7 and Episode 3. LEGO seems to keep using the old Clone Wars hair for every set, which is extremely disappointing. Next is clone number 99. One of the bravest men to serve the Galactic Republic, 99 uses mid-legs to represent his hunchbacked stature, and his accessory is a supply of grenades he grabs from the supply room during the attack on Kamino. At number 5 is the Kaminoan Nala Se from Season 6. The Inhibitor chip arc was one of my favorites of the entire show, so I knew I had to include characters from it. Her accessory is a tile printed with the Inhibitor chip, and I decided to include Nala in this series since we absolutely need a Kaminoan figure in LEGO form. The next figure on this list is Bounty Hunter Asajj Ventress from Season 5. She comes with her 2 lightsabers as well as a cloth piece on her shoulder. She also comes with her helmet, which is made using the classic Iron Man helmet piece. At number 7 is General Grievous. His inclusion in this series was a little last minute since I wasn't sure people would want a plain Grievous in this series. However, I added him to allow for a cheap, easy way of obtaining Grievous, and added a new cape piece as well as a new headpiece which uses a ball joint instead of a clip. His accessories are just 2 plain saber hilts from his vast collection. Up next is Count Dooku in his pajamas from Season 4. I decided to use this outfit since it was part of the very important Night Sisters arc, and because we've already seen a bunch of outfits already in LEGO form except for this one. His facial printing is realistic from the official LEGO minifigure, and his accessory is his lightsaber. The next figure on this list is a highly requested figure by all Star Wars fans, Phase 2 Commander Cody. He comes with a newly molded headpiece which comes with molded in antennas and a visor, and his accessory is a hologram of Emperor Palpatine to represent his orders from Order 66 at the end of Episode 3. He also comes with a newly molded blaster, which would finally give LEGO Star Wars fans the opportunity to make realistic battle scenes. At number 10 is another clone, this time a clone from Ahsoka's battalion from Season 7. He comes with a Phase 2 helmet with Ahsoka's markings, and his accessory is also the new blaster piece to allow for army building. Wrapping up the clones in this list is 501st Fives. Fives is one of my favorite characters in the entirety of the Clone Wars, so I had to include him on this series. He comes with 2 blasters, a cloth cape piece, and a cloth neck attachment. I went with cloth for his neck because LEGO's molded pieces restricted arm movement, whereas a cloth piece would allow for more poses. At number 12 is Padme Amidala in her Senator outfit. With the series about Clone Wars, Padme had to be on this list. I chose this outfit because it really represents her character as a senator, and it was seen in the earlier seasons of the show. Her hairpiece is a new mold, and her accessory is a holo projector printed out onto a round, transparent tile, an accessory we haven't really seen in LEGO form ever. And with Padme, I had to include Satine Kryze. It amazes me how we haven't seen a LEGO figure of her yet in any set, but nevertheless, here she is. Though I wanted to use the outfit seen in the later seasons during the Mandalore plot, I went with the large dress she wears as Duchess to make her more unique. The headpiece is a new mold, and she comes with a newer dress piece. Up next is Bo-Katan, an important character to the Mandalore plot and, at least from the trailers, in Season 7 as well. She reuses the Mandalorian helmet piece and comes with a jetpack as well, and her accessory is 2 normal blasters. For her hairpiece, I used the existing short female hairpiece and added her tech headband as printing on her head. With Bo-Katan comes Pre Vizsla, the leader of Death Watch and of Mandalore for about a day or two. He comes with a newly molded helmet piece with antenna on the sides, as well as a jetpack. His accessory is a darksaber made using a LEGO Ninja sword that is dual molded with printing on the sides. This character is one of my favorite in this entire series, and I think he turned out perfectly. Wrapping up the Mandalorians in this series is the Maul Mandalorian armor. This character comes with a new helmet piece, which is of a normal Mandalorian helmet with Maul spikes, and his accessory is a normal blaster. The next two figures are characters from the Jedi Temple, the first of which is Librarian Jocasta Nu. She comes with a new hairpiece that has chopsticks or sticks on her hair, as well as her accessory is her blue lightsaber. I included her in this series as she was in the movies as well, so I feel like we really need to see her in LEGO form someday, and I figured a series would be a perfect way to include her to make her cheap. Next is a highly requested figure as well, the Jedi Temple Guard. They come with a dual-bladed lightsaber which I created using a flickfire missile, a pin with a stud, and two short blades in trans yellow. They come with a new headpiece, as well as a printed cloth piece, and it's crazy how we haven't really seen this figure in LEGO form yet, so it was necessary for me to include it in this series. I like how it's also in a minifigure series, so that way you can build a huge army of temple guards for a cheap price. At number 19, we have one of my favorite figures in this series, Darth Maul in his crazed state. It was a little challenging to design his spider legs, but I ultimately went with using an octagonal clip piece with Magnadroid arms to achieve the look. His abdomen comes printed, and his face is both frightened and crazy from the first time he meets Savage Opress. I wanted to include Maul in the series from day one, and I'm glad I chose this unique variant since we've already had a bunch of ordinary renditions of Maul in LEGO form. And finally, we have Darth Sidious from his fight with Darth Maul and Savage Opress from Season 5. He comes with a new hoodpiece in dark red, as well as his two golden lightsabers. For his face printing, I went with the printing used in the official Chancellor Palpatine minifigure from Episode 3, and I added a shadow over it to showcase Darth Sidious's dark character. And that wraps up my Star Wars The Clone Wars CMF draft. There were a lot of characters I almost included in this series but ultimately left out, a few of them being the Bad Batch from Season 7. I decided to omit these specific characters because they would have taken up 4 slots and figured that a future minifigure pack would be more ideal. However, if the demand is there, expect a Series 2 of this series. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed the series, and if you did, please comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, see ya!